Hey Point family, happy Sunday afternoon. I hope you're doing well. Just reflecting on this morning and all that God's been doing in our lives as a church family. So we're starting a new year together. I wanted to shoot a quick video just to encourage you and also give you some practical updates. I know that we've got a number of people that are working through COVID right now that were not able to attend this morning. I think there's still some people out on the roads and traveling, seeing family as well. But regardless, we gathered today and it was awesome morning. Super encouraged by our time of worship and just being able to reflect on what God is leading us into in this next 21 days and really even the next few months. And I'll talk more about that in just a second. So let me get to it. The next 21 days, beginning tomorrow, the 10th of January through the 31st of January, we are going to be doing 21 days of prayer and fasting. And so we want to invite you all to participate in that. This morning, just a quick recap, we talked about what fasting is and how it is a way for us to draw near to God. We said that we don't want to fast as a way to build our righteous resume or to try to prove ourselves to God or to anyone else. This is not about us. At the center of fasting is God, and we want to put our eyes on Him in this process. We also said we don't want to do this in such a way to really try to just climb some sort of religious ladder and assume that, like God's going to love us more if we fast. That's not the point of fasting, okay? Our hope is that we would fast so that we can get closer to the God who made us in a sense that we would hear His voice more clearly. We would be more aware of His presence. We'd be more just aware of what He's doing around us and how He wants us to join Him in His work. And so we've been talking about that through our Missio Dei series. And as we begin a new year, we want to lean in even more through extraordinary prayer and fasting to kick off 2022 together. That said, we also are going to be focusing during our Sunday gatherings on some teaching around this, including today's fasting conversation, and then on prayer, and then what it looks like to pursue God through the Word, and what it means also to pursue God by stewarding what He's put in our hands. Like, how do we steward life? And so we're going to talk about those things along the way. There are a few resources that I want to point you to because we want to help you take steps of growth. And for some of you who've never fasted before, some of you, this might be still something you've only done a few times. Wherever you find yourself, we want to encourage you to take another step of faith and obedience in this fasting process. And so I know for me, while I love the result of fasting and my increased intensity in my love for God and just reflection on Him, because I start to see Him more rightly as I remove some distractions from my life, I also know that it's hard, it's difficult, and so we mentioned this morning that the goal is not to just inflict pain on ourselves, that it can actually lead us to self-reliance instead of relying on God. But we do have a sense that there are pain points where we're denying ourselves of something that is good even. Like food, and we're denying ourselves so that we can again tune into God's voice. That being said, we gave out these journals. They look like this, just a plain little brown journal with the Point logo on it. And what we're asking you to do is over the next 21 days, you take time to pray and to write down what God's saying to you. And so we want to encourage each one of you to listen to the Lord's voice and then to write it down so that at the end of the 21 days, you've got a recording of what God's been saying to you and some themes that may emerge from that. Was He saying to you about how you're using your time and how you're using your money and how you're using your life and even just what is He saying to you about what He wants to teach you about Himself? I think that's so mission critical for all of us. So I want to encourage you, if you didn't get one this morning, we can get one to you. We can make sure and find that. They're actually at the building and they're available. And if you want to stop by this week, we can tell you how to get in there. So you just message us, Sandra@pointaustin.org or Nick@pointaustin.org, and we'll make sure and get you one. Or you can also probably pick one up from your life group leader. And that way, for the next 21 days, you can write down what God's been saying to you. The other thing we mentioned this morning is that on that prayer room that's at the church building, you can use it anytime. If you want to pop in there and just actually take some time to pray and to reflect on what God's been saying to you, or just have a quiet space to do that, we then we invite you to do that. JT has created a prayer board for that room. You can write down prayers, maybe something that God's been speaking to you. Also, there's a map that's in there that he created, and so we're going to have that available for you just to look at the map and pray for the people of our area, people of our region. The final thing is that on Monday nights, we are actually going to be hosting prayer and worship nights at the building. And so for any of you who want to jump in and attend, and we invite you to come up, and we're just going to have some times of prayer and worship. And it's going to be just really simple, not programmed, and just times for us to pray and worship together. And so we want to invite you to do that as well. On the fasting side, we actually have a web page on the website. If you go under resources, it talks about fasting, and you can click on that and you can learn more about how to fast, some different ways that you can do that, because you could fast from food, you can fast from activities, you can fast intermittently from certain things, and maybe along the way God's going to lead you. So sometimes maybe you're fasting from food, maybe from something else, but for the next 21 days I want to invite you to do something where you not only take something out of your life, but you replace it with just the things that God would want us to focus on. And so that would be, his word, it would be the truths of who he is, through a devotional, through some reading, maybe just some prayer time. The final thing is in regards to that fasting, in regards to the word, we are starting a 90-day Bible reading plan tomorrow. Now, that may sound crazy to some of you, like you've never thought that you could read the Bible in 90 days, but actually you can. And it's not as difficult as you might think. So if you go to the Bible app, Bible.com even online, or the YouVersion app, some people call it that, you can actually download the plan and you can start to track yourself through that plan for 90 days. If you just type in the search in the Bible app, 90 days through the Bible, it'll pop up. It's the only plan that's 90 days through the Bible. And so tomorrow will be our day one. Some of you actually told me this morning you got a head start and you're already getting ahead on reading. That's awesome. But what we want to do is read through the Bible together. It's a pretty good amount of text each day. And what's fun about that is you're going to get to see sort of the themes emerge in the scripture, and you're going to start to see how it all fits together and how it's one cohesive narrative. But also, as we read it together, we'll be able to share some of the things God's saying to us individually and collectively. And so we want to invite you to do that. Okay, I think that's all the resources for now. I know I've already talked for a little bit here, but just know that I'm praying for you. We invite you. This is something between you and the Lord that we want each one of you to consider, but we also want you to do it in community with us. So we love you all, and I look forward to talking to you soon. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'd be happy to help you, or any of our team will be happy to help you with that, okay? So have a blessed rest of your Sunday, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.